What is up, YouTube family? We are back at it one more again. And man, we are on the precipice of most definitely the most important election of our generation. I have to be very careful when I say that because, there have been so many other elections in our American history that probably were just as important, when you're talking about civil rights era, the slavery era, the whole time of the Civil War and things like that. So I try to be very careful and not disregard or belittle some of the elections of the previous generations of our ancestors and elders that went through a lot of turmoil and wars and fighting for different issues. But I believe that this election right here is definitely the most important election of our lifetime. There's so many things at stake right now, most notably freedom of speech, hence the song and why I'm doing this reaction as of right now. I thought it was very important for me to do this song right now because not only is it on the line with this current election, we've seen Kamala, I call her Kamala. She wants to be black, so I call her by the black pronunciation, not the Kamala Indian pronunciation. But yeah, we've seen her come out and admit that she wants to suppress freedom of speech on social media platforms and push a narrow-minded agenda or narrative. She wants to be able to push the narrative that they agree with, right? So everybody knows that freedom of speech is on the line, unless you've been in a bubble, which many people are. And there's so many other things. Bans on assault weapons, which I am currently in the process of getting assault weapons. It's just been so busy. I should have been had them, but yeah, we're trying to do that. Trans in women's bathrooms and their sports. It's a lot. Secure borders, trying to end these wars. There's inflation. There's so many different things on the line right now, whether you're on the left or the right. So I definitely wanted to get into this. It's a very big issue right now, especially when you're expressing your views and opinions on, every social media platform. People are being suppressed. People are being called names. You can go check out my last reaction video to the Tom Macdonald names video that I just recently did. But by the time you see this video, the election will be taking place as we speak. So we're going to get into this and see what they're talking about. Everybody's been recommending this for months now. I've seen reviews. I've seen people talking about this and that, and I tried not to get into it because I just wanted to give a pure, raw reaction to everything that's being said. So on that note, let's jump right into it. Let me pull these lyrics up. I got them up already, but let's see. Let's get it ready. Let's get it queued up here. Okay, Tom Macdonald's rapping first. And look at that first verse. Ooh, look at that. Man, I got to hear this.
Welcome to America, where everything is made in China, where a girl can have a penis and the boys can have vaginas, where people purchase guns and go to school to open fire, and our government manipulates the truth trying to divide us. Welcome to the democratic
Guys. Man, does Tom ever have a song where he doesn't just come out and just hit you with bombs? Does Tom have any songs that are just whack? Did he have any songs where he's just not saying anything that make you go, whoa? Yeah, this is crazy already. Welcome to America where everything is made in China, where a girl can have a penis and the boys can have vaginas. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you for Tom Macdonald. What would we do without Tom Macdonald? I swear. You know what's funny about this? Somebody leave in the comments. I mean, I could look it up. I'll look it up right now. Let's look it up real quick. When did this come out? I want to know the year so we can, because a lot of his songs are prophetic in a way. I'm sure he was seeing things in the current moment where that made him write these type of songs, but I don't think he understood the magnitude of how prophetic these songs would be today. It's like they got even more impactful as the time went on. It's like he saw it whenever he was going through what he was going through or seeing whatever he was seeing. He was seeing it in real time, but I don't think he understood that it was going to come to this point right here where we're on the precipice of the biggest election of our lifetime and we're dealing with these issues. Oh, okay, 2023. So it came out last year. But I still don't believe he had any idea that it was going to lead to where we at right now today with this current election. Yeah, so man, that's pretty wild right here. But let's talk about this for a minute. Welcome to America where everything is made in China. And what is Trump's number one thing that he talks about? Holding China accountable, making them pay tariffs on different products. They don't allow American cars into their country, but we allow all their cars into our country. So the tariffs thing is going to be huge. It's going to bring a lot of money back into the country. We're going to hold these people accountable and make them pay their due. The other aspect of it is, it brings American jobs back into America, which is a part of making America great again. See, one of the biggest misconceptions in the black community and overall is a lot of people think it's so frustrating because a lot of people think that when you say make America great again, that it's this KKK, white supremacy, Nazi type of crowd, type of movement. But they don't realize that it just means exactly what it says. It means make America great again. It means making American jobs, bringing American jobs back into America again instead of being overseas. It means, bringing money back into the country so that the economy can flourish better. It means producing our own oil and producing our own energy so that our energy efficiency is better and our energy prices are lower, which lowers bills for the American people, which puts more money in your pocket, which affects the economy. There's a lot of different aspects of it. It's just frustrating to see people run with a narrative that is totally the opposite of what it really means. It's like people are trying to turn that message this whole time. They say, oh, you're down with MAGA. They try to put you in this box like you're down with KKK and white supremacy. And what they don't realize is that if you're on the other side, you're already in the party that started the KKK. A lot of people don't know that. My mom didn't even know that. After 60 something years on this planet, she didn't know that the Democrats were the one that started the KKK. Like, that's crazy. But that's why information is important, So then he goes into, he says, where the girl can have a penis and the boys can have vaginas. Man, that's a perfect way to rhyme with China. Like, Tom has the most basic bars that make so much sense. He's like, yo, I'm going to just give it to you in simplest form. But it's so complex, and it covers such a wide base of intellect and meaning and truth. But it's so simple, where everything is made in China, where the girls can have a penis and the boys can have vaginas. And that's exactly what we're talking about right now. Like, I just watched a video of Kimberly Brown, the daughter of Jim Brown, who is Jim Brown was a football player, one of the best football players of all time for the Cleveland Browns. But he's even more known as one of the top black social black activists of our lifetime. Him, Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, MLK, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, all these people, were civil rights activists, and we hold Jim Brown in very high regard. I had no idea that he was endorsing Trump, or that he's been on the Trump bandwagon for years now. And then his daughter gets up there last night and basically says that she endorses Trump. And then she talked about all these things about why Trump wasn't a racist. And if you can't believe it after hearing it from them two, then I don't know what to tell you. Mike Tyson came out and said Trump was his friend and he was voting for Trump. There's a lot of other examples, but it's just so crazy how my community will take something and just run with it, and just, it's like you can't tell them nothing. Once they running with it, they can't back up off of it. They're just gonna run it into the ground until they're looking real crazy out here. So what I said was, now that you know that Jim Brown and people like Mike Tyson are endorsing Trump, are y'all going to take their black card away from two of our most prominent people in not just black athletics, but black history, right? Who's going to tell Mike Tyson he's a Nazi and a racist for voting for Trump? Who's going to tell Jim Brown that, no, we're taking your black card away? Like, that's crazy to me. But, her speech, focused on trans in women's bathrooms, which I've been having all these conversations with my girls lately about that. Girls in women's sports. And then all of a sudden, boom, this is what's highlighted. Like, I've been speaking on this and arguing with people online, most notably African-American women been coming at me trying to tell me to just accept it. And I'm like, nah, we're not doing it, but it's just so ironic that I'm doing this song that Tom says this, and here we are dealing with it in real time. Like, that is wild to me. Yeah, but let's go back and see. Let's listen to this thing in its entirety.
Manipulates the truth, trying to divide us. Welcome to the democratic USA. You're homophobic and racist if you ain't black or gay. Where the stars and the stripes, they go up in flames, but every classroom in the country has a rainbow flag. It's the land of opportunity, where natural immunity don't matter when Big Pharma has a cure to sell to you and me. Welcome to the home of the woke. We're going broke. You'll get canceled for a joke by folks who voted for Joe. Where our freedom isn't free, it's being held for ransom. Where we'd all be locked away if people didn't have guns. Where our only information is their propaganda. Everybody please rise for the national anthem.
You ain't gon' shut me up.
You gon' have to kill me and cut out my tongue.
You ain't gon' shut me up.
I'll be saying what I want at the top of my lungs.
You ain't gon' shut me up.
You gon' hear what I say till I'm 6 feet deep.
You ain't gon' shut me up.
You can hate all you want, I got freedom of speech, and you ain't gonna
shut me up.
Sheesh. Yeah, that is once again, let's clap it up for Tom Macdonald, man. Like, you know, it's just so ironic. It's just so wild to me, you know, how I'm coming across this type of music right now. Like, you know, it just seemed like it's just meant to be. It's just meant to be for me to be here right now. Like, I could be doing reaction videos on any damn body. You know, I could be doing reaction videos, watching rap battles, like those underground rap battles where people are just talking shit about each other, just insulting each other. These underground, you know, 8 Mile type, Eminem type rap battles. You know, there's people who do reaction videos on that all day, every day. You know, I could be doing sports reactions right now. I could be doing reactions on, you know, wrestling. I could be doing reactions on alternative rock music. I could be doing reactions on oldie but goodies. You know what I'm saying? And then just be missing out on, totally oblivious to what's going on right now in the world. But how ironic is it that I'm doing reaction videos on music like this that's directly related to what we're going through in our real lives in the most important time of our generation? Like, that is just wild to me. Like, I'm so thankful to be a part of this. It's a historical election. It's a historical moment. And I'm just thankful that I'm immersed into this. Like, these videos that I'm doing, they will forever go down in history unless things get deleted or whatever. But, you know, all these videos, like the last one I just did, the names video with Tom Macdonald, like, that video is going to go down as a moment in time with the time that we're in right now. It's not just a historical YouTube video that I'll always be to look back on where I'm just talking about a reaction to a song. No, I'm going to be able to look back on that video and say, yo, that was, you know, on the precipice of the biggest election of our lifetime. And same thing with this video right here. It's almost like a time capsule type of moment, you know, a digital time capsule, if you will. And that is just pretty amazing to me. It's pretty historical to me. And I'm just really thankful for it, man. You know, I was having a conversation with my wife a while ago. We were watching videos and seeing, you know, what everybody's talking about on the day before the election. Like I say, when you see this, it will be during the election. But I was telling her, I said, you know, the one thing for me that will come out of this election, win or lose, regardless of who wins, you know, the person I voted for, he doesn't have a chance. But I was making a bigger point with that vote. You could watch my last video and I explained it more in depth. But you know, the thing that came out of this for me is that I'm able to use my freedom of speech for this moment. My wife and my family, my friends, and most notably my girls, they will always remember this moment as the time when I said, no, I'm not going to let you shut me up. I'm not going to let you muffle me. I'm not going to let you shame me. I'm not going to let you bully me. I'm going to use my freedom of speech in more ways than one. And the power of that, the lesson that my girls are learning from what I'm saying and what I'm doing right now is just it's really huge for them moving forward. They will always remember moments like this. We were talking about, my daughter, I believe she has the potential to be something really big. They both do. But my daughter Deja, she's really actually both of them are into politics, and I would be surprised if they both were into some kind of, campaign, working for a campaign somehow, some way. And if they do, it's going to be because of what they're witnessing right now, specifically with what I'm going through right now. And my daughter, she just looks like she has my daughter Deja looks like she had, like when she did it, she was valedictorian for her 5th grade class. And when she went up there and spoke, it was just, it was incredible. It was just so effortless. The way, a lot of people, they were valedictorians, other guest speakers. They actually had a co-valedictorian. It was her and another girl. So everybody got up there and spoke, and it was good for 5th graders. It's like, oh, they did a good job. When my daughter went up there, she sounded like a high school. It sounded like she was a senior in high school giving that speech. I helped her write the speech, but the way that she read it and it was so clear and precise. Like, people were saying, wow, as she was saying the speech. And the round of applause that she got after the speech, it was presidential. It's, I almost cried, of course. I got it on video, and it was just, she sounded like, her teacher came up to me. One of her teachers came up to me, and she was like, oh my God. She was like, Deja, she sounded like a senior in high school doing a valedictorian speech. It was written like a senior. It was amazing. And it was a very proud moment. So she just has that look. Like, some people just have the look, where they look like they could be a president or some kind of big time politician. And what we were talking about was, they will be able to tell the story of what sparked it. They both will be able to look at this moment and what's going on as them seeing me against all odds, having to go against my family, having to go against some of my friends, and speak my mind, what I think is common sense, common sense issues for me. But it still takes a tremendous amount of courage and strength and bravery to come out and say these things, knowing that it's going to harm you socially. It's going to have people looking at you a certain way, have people talking about you a certain way, have people name calling you things, even, behind your back. You're public enemy number one to the other side. And, but this is what being a leader is all about. And if nothing else comes out of this, I will definitely be able to feel proud to say that I stood for something big. I stood for American justice. I stood for American freedoms, the American Constitution. And I'm teaching them something bigger than what they could ever learn in a classroom. So after this moment, they should have the strength and the courage and bravery to, my strength, courage, and bravery and leadership in this is going to help them, along the way, especially in their later years, when they get discouraged or they get shamed or they get bullied or they get suppressed, they're gonna remember what I stood for. And that right there is just priceless. When you're trying to build a legacy, this is what it's about. This is what having a legacy, making a mark on humankind and making a mark on your family, making a mark on your kids. This is what it's all about right here. I'm in the moment making history within my own legacy. And that's priceless right there. Like no money amount can be placed on that right there. So let's go through this right quick and point out a couple of things. He says where people purchase guns and go to school to open fire. It's a damn shame that I have to have those conversations with my girls about what to do if somebody comes in and starts shooting at them. Like that would have scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. Now they handle it like it's a fire drill. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, had those conversations because I definitely had those conversations with mine. And our government manipulates the truth trying to divide us. Welcome to the democratic USA. You're homophobic and racist if you ain't black or gay. That's a damn shame. Where the stars and the stripes, they go up in flames, but every classroom in the country has a rainbow flag. Damn. Ain't that some shit? I remember going to school back in the day and standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and, looking at the flag and showing that pride in the flag. And then somehow along the way, it just got lost and people stopped being proud of being an American and the freedoms you have that the flag represents and brings you, and I think, when you get to that point, you have to, because I understand the black community feels disenfranchised and feels left out at certain points along the way. And the history doesn't favor them in a certain light. And we have been through a lot of different things as a people. But you have to also understand to not let it blind you to the fact that you still have it very well in this country. I tell people all the time, fight for freedom, fight for injustice, fight against injustice, and continue fighting for equality and the things that the community needs to be successful as possible. There's still a lot of things in the black community that need to be fixed. So you have to continue to fight the good fight on that, but you also have to not let it turn you bitter to the point where you're not appreciating the American, luxuries that come with being a citizen, right? There's still so many different things that we have in this country that are very beneficial to us. I mean, nowadays, it's hard to complain about anything. Like a black person can be anything you want to be if you work hard and apply yourself. So you have to keep these things in mind and not make yourself the victim so much that you're fooling yourself into believing that you can't be what you need to be. And we're seeing so much of that going on right now. And it really bothers me because, I'm a perfect example of it. Like I said, I'm a person that has 2 felonies on his record to this day, and, I try not to talk about it per se, but at the same time, I use it to deter people from what I went through, but also to show people to relate to the common person in the black community that has these things going on and say, yo, don't let that define you. Don't let that hold you back. Don't use it as a crutch to say you can't be whatever you want to be, because I became exactly what I wanted to be. And I didn't let that hinder me one bit. Like, I still can do whatever I want to do. I still travel around the world. I still can make my money. I still can be successful, even though they told me that I can't have them expunged off my record. I said, okay, well, I'm going to show you how successful I can be with it still on my record. So now when you come to me with all these excuses, you know, I'm here to show you that there are no excuses. If I can do it, you can do it. So yeah, man, you know, this is, you know, you have to keep things in perspective. You know, I still fight for certain things, but I also am very humbled. I'm very thankful to be from America, and I wouldn't want to be any other place on the planet. Now, yeah, I'm preparing to retire in another country, but I'm gonna be coming back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Like, as you know, I could have been gone, but I want to be able to have my life here still in America. I still want my kids to be able to be here in America. I don't want to just take them to the Philippines and just never come back. You know, I still got family, friends, and I still want to, you know, do charity work here and help people out and teach people here, teach my community, teach my people. I want to be able to do both. So, yeah, man, I just think people just don't appreciate being American enough, and the rights that it gives you and the privileges that it gives you. You know, just having AC is a privilege, you know, because so many people around the world that live in way hotter climates don't have basic air conditioning. That tells you everything right there. He says, where the stars and stripes, they go up in flames, but every classroom in the country has a rainbow flag. It's the land of opportunity with natural immunity. Hold up, let me go back. That rainbow flag thing, like that is crazy to me, because you know, I was having a conversation about that too with a woman who was arguing with me, and I was like, yo, they have gay day at the school, and she was like, no, that's homophobic and that you're exaggerating. I'm like, no, the kids literally call it gay day. It's a gay pride day where they pass out rainbows and all kinds of gay paraphernalia to the kids in the schools. Every classroom has a rainbow flag, but they don't have the American flag in there. I noticed that. There's something severely wrong with that. So I love how Tom points that out. It's like he don't miss nothing. It's the land of opportunity with natural immunity. Don't matter when Big Pharma has a cure to sell to you and me. Woo! Man, I want RFK Jr. to go after Big Pharma so damn bad I don't know what to do. People that's complaining about Trump, this and that, they don't understand what people like Tulsi Gabbard and RFK Jr. mean. They left the Democrat Party for a reason. They're not even listening to them, you know, and listening to why they left. If you just listen to why both of them left, it tells you everything you need to know about what's going on with the government behind the scenes. RFK Jr. is trying to go after the FDA, the CDC, Big Pharma. Like that is huge. That is huge. Those are the biggest conglomerates in the world. So for him to go after them and start, you know, holding them accountable to the poisons that they're feeding us in the community, to the pill epidemic that's going on in all communities from all races. People ODing on all kinds of pills, and the fentanyl that's going into this shit, and fentanyl, man, they put fentanyl into the pills. Like, it's, oh my God, man. We need somebody like RFK Jr. He's the only one that can go after them like he can, you know, like he wants to. He's been fiending for this moment. That's why him and Trump got together, because Trump, like, if I get in there, I'm going to give you the power to just run rampant. He's going to sick the dog on CDC and Big Pharma. And who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want that? How is that a negative thing? Like the Democrats, they not even talking about that shit because they in bed with them. They don't want nobody coming after them because those are the people that fund them and pay them all that big money. That's why they push what they push, because they're being backed by these people. You know, that's why they push vaccines and all these different things and, you know, the jab and mandates and all that type of stuff. I didn't know it at the time what was really going on. So they you know, they got me too. But yeah, this is we need change in that area. We need people to be healthy again for sure. So RFK Jr. going for that is huge. That is just huge right there. I'm fully looking to see how that whole thing is gonna pan out, because we all know that he's been big on it for a long time. So yeah, this is it's history. It really is history. And we about to see. We about to see what's gonna take place. I just find it hard to believe that you have these people in place to do the very things that we've been wanting to get done for so long, and that is not gonna happen. Yeah, so anyway, let's keep going. Welcome to the home of the woke. We're going broke. You'll get canceled for a joke by folks who voted for Joe. Oh my God. Yo, you get canceled for a joke, and then dude just did the joke about Puerto Rico. They trying to cancel him. Like, I'm telling you, these lyrics are prophetic, man. That shit is crazy. We're going broke. Get canceled for a joke by folks who voted for joke. Man, that's exactly what happened with the Tony Hinchman jokes he did. That's wild, yo. While freedom isn't free, it's being held for ransom. But we all be locked away if people didn't have guns. I just told you, Kamala's trying to get them guns. I wonder why. While only information is their propaganda. Everybody please rise for the national anthem. Yeah, I was just talking about this too. This election right here, if it goes Trump's way, it's gonna be the end of legacy media. This is gonna mark the end of legacy media. CNBC, I'm sorry, MSNBC, C-SPAN, CNN, all these left-leaning media platforms and stations, CBS and all the ABC, all these people are about to be fucked if Trump wins, because it's gonna mark it's you know, because if he wins, all the polls, all the biased information, everything that they talk about is gonna be looked at like y'all lost. Like, for example, I'm telling everybody that Trump is gonna win by a landslide. I don't think it's gonna be as close. They talking about it's 50-50. I think Trump is gonna win by 40 points, 50, maybe 60 points. And if that's the case, then, you know, I've already told people that Trump was going to win by a landslide months ago and weeks ago. And I have proof online where I predicted this. So if that happens, all these other people are going to look back at this and they're going to be like, you know, how the fuck did you know that? You know, they're going to say, well, we thought it was 50-50. How did you know it was going to be a landslide? I'll be like, because I wasn't watching legacy media. But what's going to be crazy is if Trump wins, then Fox is going to look like the genius. They're going to look like they were the ones telling the truth the whole time. Now, so Fox will get huge, and CNN and all them, they're gonna get hit heavy because nobody's gonna believe them anymore. And they're going to remember all the times when they tried to sabotage Trump, right? They're going to lose out big time. And they're going to understand that the new media is us. You know, independent journalists, independent street reporters, people that are, speaking for other people. And I was telling my wife, I'm just so thankful that I'm able to be a part of this, that I'm able to, have the freedom of speech, not only to speak my mind, but to be a part of this history and document videos like this. Because, I have another channel called Q Uncut where I talk politics. And, to be able to speak those things on those platforms, I'm really carving my own lane out into the new media, to be a part of that transition where we said the hell with legacy media and we said hello to the new media, the people, the media of the people. Everybody, the reason that Kamala's campaign hasn't been able to flourish like they want to is that all their tricks aren't working because of people like us, because we're able to see it and cut through all their bullshit and then regurgitate it back to the other people. And then the other people like, yeah, I was kind of thinking that too. And then they're listening to us and they're saying, yo, they own it. This is the people we want to listen to now. These are the people we want to hear from because they know that we're giving it to them raw and uncut, straight from the people's mouth and unbiased. We're cutting through their bullshit. So now legacy media is not going to be able to bullshit us anymore. And that's never happened in our lifetime. Everybody always went to CNN. Everybody always went to ABC for news and stuff. Now they going to TikTok. They going to YouTube. They go, you know what I'm saying? So this is huge. This is historical. Now, if Trump loses, we're fucked because then there is no more freedom of speech. I probably wouldn't even be able to do this video for you anymore. So this might be goodbye. For me and all you guys. If Kamala wins, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to post content like this and be able to speak my mind, especially against her, right? They're going to monitor all this shit. They're going to shut down all this shit. She already said it, right? If you're pushing a certain narrative, they're going to shut you down. So this is what's at stake, and this is the historical moment that we're in, and I'm just thankful to be a part of it. So yeah, he goes into the chorus. Let's see what Adam Calhoun's talking about.
Welcome to America, used to be the home of the brave. I love my country, fuck the government, I won't be a slave. You voted today, so what? They just threw your vote away. Trump won, but they stole it, put a clone in his place. Jesus, why they keep pushing mental diseases? Please, can a real woman not have a penis? A fetus alive till you keep it from breathing. You just took a life like they taking our freedom. Think about the words that we all used to say, but the men today act more pussy than the ladies. You can't hurt my feelings, I was born in the 80s. Shout out to the women, only they can have babies. Dudes wear dresses, now I'm trying to call it normal. Why they use the women's restroom and not a urinal? It's so sad to hear about these young kids' lives. Fuck a pedophile school shooter, hope they all die.
God damn.
You gonna
God damn, Adam. Adam was pissed. Man, he said so much right there. Damn. Man, how can you not love these dudes? Welcome to America. Used to be the home of the brave. I love my country. Fuck the government. I won't be a slave. You voted today. So what? They just threw your vote away. Trump won, but they stole it, put a clone in his place. Damn. You know, it was crazy. I was telling my kids and my wife that they've been setting ballot boxes on fire. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Because if you set a ballot box on fire, you're not gonna know who's whose votes they were. So how do you know who to contact to tell them to come back and vote again? How do you know who to call to say, hey, come back, your vote got burned up? It's burned up. So you don't know who to tell. So it's over. Like that shit is crazy. I'm surprised you don't see more of it. But yeah, man, you already seeing little examples where they trying to rig this shit. The new, who was that? I'm not sure if it was ABC or whoever it was. I think it was ABC, where they accidentally put up that Kamala had won a state already. I think they said she had won Pennsylvania already. And this was, it's like 4 days ago. Crazy. They already had some illegals that tried to vote in Virginia, and they had to go in there and regulate that shit, because people were filling it out wrong on purpose to try. Man, that shit crazy. They were doing some shit in Pennsylvania, and Trump had to sue them to extend the time or whatever. Like they was doing some crazy shit up there. They definitely trying to do some slick shit, and it's just not working. Everything they trying to do is getting shut down right at the door. It's crazy. He says Trump won, but they stole it. Put a clone in his place. Jesus, yeah. Why they keep pushing mental diseases? Please, can a real woman not have a penis? Damn. A fetus alive till you keep it from breathing. You just took a life for what? You just took a life while they taking your freedom. Think about the words that we all used to say, but the men today act more pussy than the ladies. Damn. Woo! Yeah, the Democrats is definitely the party of feminine acting men. And the Republicans and independents are definitely the party of alpha males, for sure. That was another reason why I had to leave the Democrat Party, because there were just too many soy boys. It was just soft, man. Like the fact that the men wouldn't stand up over there and say, no, we're not gonna let men into our bathrooms. Like they're just over there quiet. They just over there while women are saying, my body, my choice. I'm gonna kill these babies. I shouldn't have said I'm gonna delete these babies. It's like you had that baby with another person. So what is their say? What happens when a man wants to keep the baby, but the woman's like, nah, I'm not keeping the baby. The man don't have no say in it. The way that they're teaching women to disrespect their men and disregard their men and lie to their men about who they're voting for. They're pushing all these agendas where they're telling you to not respect your man, right? So when it come to issues like an abortion and the husband's, the husband, that's already one-sided when it comes to, women getting the kids. A lot of times when there's breakups and divorces and stuff, most time they give the kids to the women. You know what I'm saying? It's always been that way. Not all the time, but majority of the time the women gets the kids. So if a man says, no, I want to keep the baby, and a woman says, nah, I'm having an abortion, guess what? Her body, her choice. She gets to go and have an abortion against what the man said. He has no say in it. If he wants to have abortion, the woman said, no, I want to keep it. She's the one who decides, so that is, they're pushing this whole abortion thing, and it's just wild to me that, they're using abortion, they're using women's rights as a form of contraception. Like you cannot imagine how many people, man, I drove Uber in the hood, and I've had multiple women get in my car and they be on the phone with their girlfriends talking about their abortions like it was like they had just went to the store or something. They're like, yeah, girl, I just went up in there and I did this, and that. It wasn't that bad. And trust me, when you do it, it's just a little bit like they start talking the details of what comes out after you get, man, it was sickening. And I'm sitting there like, yo, you sitting in here with another man and you just disregarded me talking about the disgusting process of an abortion, like, and just brushing it off like it ain't nothing. Like it was nothing. That shit really pisses me off because when the left talks about that shit, they always talk about the, those rare situations where a woman bled out trying to get to another state, or they'll talk about, rape or incest or whatever, other situation. The thing is we understand that it might be needed for certain special conditions. But that's not what the issue is. The issue is hundreds of thousands of abortions are being done every year, most notably in the black community. And it's not because of health issues, and it's not because of rape or something like that. It's because women were being irresponsible sexually and weren't using protection, or forcing the man to use protection. Like, that's what it really is. It was so disingenuous when they try to make it seem like it's women's health and rape and shit like that. That shit is a small percentage of that. So miss me with all that. Yeah, but the men nowadays, they can't even stand up. A lot of them, they don't even want to speak their opinions on who they're voting for and different issues on certain policies, because they don't want to ruffle any feathers with their wives. They become simps, they become soy boys, they become little bitch boys in their own household, because these women are so aggressive and so dominant and so disrespectful that they're like, yo, I don't even want to hear her mouth. So I'm just going, man, it's just like whatever, man. I'm just trying to stay alive in my own household, dog. Like, I don't want no drama, man. Like, happy wife, happy life. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with the husband thing. So that shit is wild, man. I'm just not built like that. And I'm not a toxic male. I'm an alpha male, but my wife would tell you that I'm not one of those males that has to always be macho. I'm not one of them. I can take the armor off very easily. As soon as I come in the house, I'm still strong with my leadership and parenting skills, but I'm not an asshole. I'm not a douchebag. I'm not this overbearing, toxic, masculine male that everything I say goes. No, I am an alpha male, but I'm very easy around the edges. Like, my girls know me as a playful dad, as a funny dude. I don't like getting mad. They very rarely see me mad. I'm always upbeat. I'm always smiling and laughing, and I'm pretty easy going, and sometimes they even take it for a weakness, and then I have to snap and go into Hulk mode and let them know it's not a game, but very rarely do we even have those issues anymore, because my presence has already been, felt. The respect level they have for me, to the point where, like my daughter, I was talking to her earlier today, and I was like, yo, can you keep a secret for me? And she was like, yeah. I was like, yo, you sure? And she's like, yeah, because I don't want you to be mad at me. Like, I don't want you to, I hate if you're mad at me. She despises it. She does not want to disappoint me. She doesn't want to piss me off. So they're such good acting kids because they hate when I'm mad. They love when I'm laughing and joking and playing, and they hate to see me upset and mad. They despise it. So it keeps them from doing bad things because they're like, yo, I don't want to see him mad, so I'm not gonna do anything to make him mad. So that is just it's a beautiful thing when you can set that precipice, and you can set that standard and say, that is what real. That's why fathers are so important, to enforce, discipline and respect, and women can do it too, but you need both. You need both. I think, you need two-parent households. That's why two-parent households, people are so successful when you have much more successful when you have two-parent households because you can counterbalance everything. A lot of times my wife, she be going off on their ass and she might be too hard on them, and I'm playing good cop. She's playing bad cop and I'm playing the soft one, and then I have to, reel her in and say, okay, hey, it might be going a little too hard, or she'll say the same thing to me. Like we're able to balance each other and parent them the right way, and it just works, So that's an amazing thing right there. It says you can't hurt my feelings. I was born in the '80s. Shout out to the women, only they can have babies. Yeah, this is so common sense. Like anybody that's telling you a man can have a baby, like, nah, we ain't voting for that. We ain't rocking with that. Like, come on, man. This shit is out of control, man. Dudes wearing dresses, now they trying to call it normal. Why they use the woman's restroom and now the urinal. It's so sad to hear about these young kids' lives. If a pedo school sure do hope they are. I ain't even gonna say that. Yeah, he went real ham right there. But yeah, it's true. If you commit one of those acts right there, you know what it is. And I think the penalties should be harsher, when it comes to stuff like that, because the reason that they're not stopping is because the penalties are too soft. So maybe you do need to suggest what Calhoun suggested right here. They've done that shit in other countries where they don't play that shit. You try to do some pedo stuff, you might get your joint chopped off. You know what I'm saying? Like, put that law into place. I bet you won't have no more of that shit going on. You have a couple pedos walking around here with no joint. Yeah, that's going to deter a whole lot of people right there. Yeah, man. So that was really dope. Is there any more? Let's go ahead and listen to the rest.
Kill me and cut out my tongue.
You ain't gon' shut me
I
up.
be saying what I want at the top of my lungs.
You ain't gon' shut me up.
You gon' hear what I say till I'm 6 feet deep.
You ain't gon' shut me up.
You can hate all you want, I got freedom of speech, and you ain't gonna
Shut me up.
Even if we disagree, I'll die for your right to have your voice heard when you're speaking your mind. Even if you're saying things and I think you're lying, I will fight so you'll never be silenced. Even if you're yelling in my face, calling me a bunch of names, claiming that I'm full of hate, that's okay. I will stand by your side in support of you, cause I believe in free speech for the morons too.
You ain't gon' shut me up.
Yo, I believe in free speech for the morons too. Yeah, I think I'm gonna post that on Facebook tomorrow right there. That that is cool right there. That's huge. And ain't it ironic that the Republicans and the independents are the ones who saying, I'll stand up for your right to say what you want to say as a Democrat. But you never hear Democrats saying that they will fight for your right to say what you want to say as an independent or Republican. It's always shaming you and bullying you, trying to suppress you instead of fighting for your right to be able to say that. You know what I'm saying? So who's really the shitty party here? And that's what people don't realize is that the Democrat Party has turned into something that is unlike the party of yesteryear. They no longer represent the people and the Constitution, but they're constantly, talking about it as if they are. But all you have to do is just look through the fine, read between the lines, look at the speeches, look at some of the things that Kamala says. They're talking about censorship. They're talking about taking away your guns. They're talking about going against Title IX. And they look like the real fascists, if you ask me. Everything they've been trying to do is against the people and the Constitution. But most specifically, this freedom of speech is so important because without freedom of speech, I wouldn't be here with you right now talking about this shit. You're basically turned into a communist country. There's so many other countries where you can't say anything about the politicians or you can't say anything negative about the president. You know what I'm saying? Like, is this where we're headed? It looks like it if she wins. So hopefully whatever happens is not her winning. Like, I don't care, man. If Jill Stein won, I wouldn't give a damn. But we know that ain't going to happen. The only other viable candidate that has a chance is Donald Trump. And I truly believe that if Kamala wins, that a lot of these basic freedoms will be dismissed, and it's gonna be really bad. I think it's gonna be really bad. So this election is so important right now. So wonderful song, man. Shout out to people that put me on to this, and this is perfect timing. This is history right here. This is freedom of speech. I'm representing it every day. I am talking my shit on Facebook in front of my family, my friends. I don't give a shit who thinks what. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a leader. I'm going to speak on it. And the majority of it is common sense shit. I'm just not going to let a bunch of male Democrats tell me that a woman can have a penis and that a man can have a baby and let these women in male sports. Like, that shit is crazy to me. And it's damn near demonic, if you ask me. But I'm going to save that for a whole nother video. So I hope y'all enjoyed this one. This is another classic. I said I was going to go through and do a song on I was going to do a reaction to every song on this album. I think I've done 2 now, maybe 3. But this is perfect for the time that we're in right now. And we are on the precipice of U.S. history. This is going to go down as one of the biggest moments of our lives. So I had to bring this song to y'all because voicing your vote and speaking your mind on everything that's going on right now is your freedom of speech. Don't ever be shamed or bullied for what you're saying. This is your right, and so many people died for you to have this right. So go out there and use it and take heed to the words in this music. You feel me? That was a dope part right there. So wishing y'all the best. Much love. Go out there and vote. Be safe. And let's see where this thing unfolds. Let the chips fall where they may. But me personally, I think this thing is going to be over by 11 or 12. And I think Trump is going to win by a landslide. So we'll see. By the time y'all see me again, it will be after the election, and we will know who the president's going to be. And it's going to determine a lot. So We'll see where the music heads, and we're definitely going to see what is Tom's reaction going to be if Trump loses. Like, this is going to be real interesting, and we're going to be here for every moment and every song of it. So on that note, I'll holler at y'all. Y'all be safe out there. And until next time, I'll holler 100.